Hello, so today I'm going to talk about a thing called Markdown and a sort of extension of it, you could call it, called Mermaid. So hopefully by the end of the video you'll be able to create a Gantt chart using Markdown, and this is a nice handy wee tool to do that. It also is free, which is a good thing, and it's easy to source control with Git because it's all basically code. So just for a quick breakdown, Markdown is a markup language. But what we're looking at is an extension of Markdown called Mermaid. So this is an open source project and it's basically just a tool for creating nice fancy diagrams. So what do we want? I need to go to Mermaid. So it's just Mermaid. If you type in Mermaid Markdown, it should just appear. And if you click in there and go to docs, so I'm looking at Gantt chart. They're slowly adding charts over time. And the Gantt chart is somewhere there. So if I come in here, it'll basically show me a note to users. Gantt charts will record schedule tasks, blah blah blah, and it shows you the code. So this is basically how you can construct your Gantt chart. So you can copy any of these examples. This is a bit of a fancy example. We'll not do that. We will take a nice easy example. So this one, just to start with, and if I paste that in, I need to also install my extension. So I need to type in Markdown Mermaid preview, and if you look for this one, it's got the Trident Markdown preview Mermaid support. So this will just mean we'll be able to see our Markdown documents in VS Code, or Mermaid documents I should say, documents, oh my god, documents, diagrams, whatever. So if we try and run it now, it won't work because we haven't told it that it's a Mermaid document. So what you actually need to do is put 3 backticks there and type Mermaid and put this inside it, and it should just render. There we go. So here you can see the nice Gantt chart that I made using my Markdown code. So when you have your Gantt chart nicely made, what you want to do is make it look nice and fancy, kind of like this here. This is nice and fancy and really cool looking. So what you can do is, in this bit, if you scroll down and come to Mermaid configuration options, I believe is the right one, this will give you loads of different variables that you can use to make your diagram look nice and fancy. And I believe there is a Gantt section for the variables you can use for a Gantt chart. If we click Gantt diagram config, then this is all of the different variables that you can change to make the Gantt chart look nice and fancy. So what we need to do that in our Markdown document is the thing called directives, which if you come back over here, it's just below the Mermaid configuration options. If we go back to our document, I have some of these in place already. So these directives are settings for my Gantt chart, and these are settings for my theme. So if I get rid of this, relook at it, it's changed the format. I'm going to make these available in the comments because for me, whenever I was setting this up, it was a lot of trial and error, and I can explain sort of briefly what this Gantt chart stuff is doing. So this tells Markdown what type of chart it is, or Mermaid Markdown what type of chart it is. Title is a keyword, and then you give it your title name. So initial review plan, that was my document. So if I change this to changed title and save it, you'll see here it's changed title. So what else can we do? There's date format. So initially this is days, months and years, and I just like it in months format because it's just nice and easier to see. And then this axis format basically is a way to tell the chart to print it in the months rather than days, weeks or years or whatever. And then your tasks are split into these sections. So section, if I take this, there's section task 1 and task 2, and if I add task 3, so this is the title of the section which will appear on the side. Then this is the main bulk of the task. So what do we want to do? Create chart. So you'll see this in the main body of the chart whenever we look at it. And then this task is a variable name. So this is basically, you can refer to this from other tasks. So for example, if you want to run a task directly after this, you can say after task 3. Then this is the months. So when is this going to start? Let's say we only start this in May, and it's going to take 30 days because we want to be thorough. So this is our new task that we've made, task 3, and it starts in May and it lasts 30 days. And we can see here that we've added our create chart bit. So that's basically how you set up a Gantt chart. And what else can you do? So in here you can change the different themes and things like that. So if I just look up, if you just look up a hex color picker, then you can basically get whatever color you want from the likes of this site here. So if I do bright green and copy this and put it in here, it needs to be in this quotes as well. So I don't know what this will change the primary color. It'll likely just change the main bars. Yeah, so it's changed most of the primary colors to this green and this wee green accent, which is nice. So that's basically how you create a Gantt chart using Markdown. And as I say, you can try the different theme variables, and one thing to be careful of is if you make a syntax error, there's no debugging or warnings available, and I don't know how to set anything like that up in this, so it'll just kind of mess up your document to the point where it doesn't really render properly for you. So that's something to worry or to make a note of as well. So yeah, that's how you make a Gantt chart in Markdown. Hopefully someone's found this useful. That's me. I'm gonna go now and chill out for the rest of the day, so bye.